This is my calling card.
What's going on, guys? It's CJ here, bringing you a Week 12 NFL podcast, and we're gonna go break down some lines for you guys. We're gonna go over everything, and I know last week T wasn't here, but guess what? He made it this week. He was a little under the weather last week. How you feeling this week, T? You good? You back to normal 100?
Feeling a little bit better, thank you.
Not honest. Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. We needed you here. I just finished
Did you
telling.
hold down the fort while I was gone?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to. I just realized. I just told you actually. I ran for like 30 minutes of babbling NFL just by myself. So holy shit.
Nice. I'm sure you held it down.
That should tell you how much I love the sport, right?
For sure.
To be able to talk about it for 31 minutes by myself.
For sure.
But without getting into these next games, because we're gonna give you T's Thursday night football pick. Man, great call on the fucking Bills. I like the Bills too. I just needed to see a little more. I know you told me you had laid them early in the week, and I know Josh Allen is your boy, and you ended up giving the Bills. And anybody who listens to the pod, they cash if they take T's pick serious. And anybody who's in VIP, that was one of my bigger plays. One of the black chips was the first half Bills because I felt the Bills were going to come out hot after I looked at all the analytics. So your boy Josh, man, he did it. That run was epic. That run was fucking sick. 24 yards right down the fucking defense. And honestly, I was with my family at a birthday party, but they had the game on, right? So I was watching the game with my nephew. You know me. I mean, I'm gonna be in tune with the game.
Sure.
And I was like, it was my nephew, my brother, and they're like, oh, what are they going to do? Are they going to run it? Are they going to do this? I'm like, no, they're going to fucking put Josh Allen in shotgun. I really said this. I said, they're going to put him in shotgun. They're going to let him make a decision on whatever the fuck he wants to do. If you have a receiver, you're going to throw it. If not, you're going to run the ball. If you need to extend the play, you're going to do it. There's no way they're going to put him under center in that play.
I can see that.
But good call, man. Good call. Now it's time for you to make some more calls. You ready? The pressure's on.
I want to make sure that, when you talk about Josh Allen and whatnot, I think people also, need to recognize that he is a one-man show. And that, I know I've said this, but I got to re-say it again. He is a one-man show with cool amount of talent. No disrespect to his players that play 110% for him. They're okay, he's got okay players around him, right? Okay, right?
Okay, yeah. I mean, Amari Cooper's 100 years old.
Yeah, and Amari Cooper was never like a top 3 receiver, was he really?
No. I don't think so. I mean, who's the next guy? Shakur?
Right, and that guy's actually looking pretty good.
Shakir, right, yeah. But he is looking pretty good, but why is he looking pretty good?
Right, I just want to make sure that people understand when there's conversations around at the bar or at the club or at the barber shop, whatever it is, and Josh Allen's name come up, I feel like people should put a little bit more respect under with his name, because the guy's doing it with no talent. The guy's 9-2 with not many weapons as other teams have. You know what I mean? And Kansas City can be like, oh well, they're injured, blah blah blah, but they got a lot of camaraderie within that team, though, and that matters a lot. If you've been on a team or you're trying to accomplish something with a group of people, that type of camaraderie matters, right? Being able to play for one another. And I think they have that. So I just thought that was an impressive win. And I just wanted to make sure people understood how good Josh Allen really, really is to that team and what he means to the National Football League. Because without him, the Buffalo Bills are trash. And it's less ratings and it's less good for the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
one thing, I agree with you actually on all those things. One person I do want to give credit to in that offense, though, is James Cook. I think he does help the run game just a little. I'm not saying he's everything, because he's not. It's Josh Allen is a team, but he helps a little bit in terms of what he's been able to do, run the ball. But obviously, if they had another runner, I'm sure he'd be doing well because of the threat of Josh Allen. Don't get me wrong.
Well, okay. I mean, make sure you finish it with what you're saying.
Yeah. No. But you still can give Cook a little bit of credit.
Cook out and you put him on another team. Let's say you put him on who's a bad running team, the Cowboys. Let's say you put him on the Cowboys. I don't think he's going to be that much better for them. I don't.
Not that much, but I do think he has a little bit of speed and he makes the right cuts. I'm not saying he's great. I don't want to come out here and be like no. But I think he's a great compliment. He's a great compliment to the offense with Josh Allen.
There we go. Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from him, but I also don't want to give him too much roses, you know?
No, and so the team is Josh Allen, and then it's like you got to put some sort of little piece in there together. It's kind of like Jabbar Gaffney was with Tom Brady back in the day, or whoever it was.
You can probably put Dawkins as his left tackle, right?
Yeah, you could put little pieces like that, right? But obviously, without Josh Allen, like this team's going nowhere. So good call. Now it's on to make another good call, man, because it's week 12 and these people want winners, man. We got 2 months left of football, so we got to get rocking and rolling here. Thursday night football, we're gonna get straight into it right now, man. Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns. Pittsburgh laying 3.5 at the dog pound. Pittsburgh impressive win, but is it that impressive, or is it the fact that Tomlin just has Lamar's number, or is it just Lamar's turning into Lamar mid-season again? You know, like I said, I know we had this debate a couple weeks ago, man. But to me, if you're gonna be fucking different, you have to go into Pittsburgh in this fucking game and show them you're fucking different, man. That's just my thing. Because to me, this just proves to me that Lamar's gonna go in the playoffs and be the same fucking person. That I'm sorry, but that's just what I say, you know?
The guy loses to a good defensive team, and all of a sudden he went from, because the last week you were talking about how he's gotten better.
He has gotten better. He has gotten better. I'll still say that.
Let me, I'm just saying, you had said that a year before he had gotten better, and then you said this year he's gotten better, and now he has one bad game. Maybe it cost you money. I don't really know.
It didn't even cost me money. I didn't take the game. I'm just saying.
Now all of a sudden, you just want to blast this guy's head.
Nah, no, I'm not blasting his head, man. It's just we had a conversation.
It's one game.
I know it's one game.
I'm not saying he's an elite quarterback whatsoever. I said I saw steps of him becoming a better pocket passer, but I'm not coming up here ripping him a new one for.
I'm not ripping him a new one. I think I have this thing because a lot of people want to say like MVP and nobody gives Goff any credibility. Obviously you have that bad game, but if you go into Pittsburgh and you're claiming to be a little different, or history repeats itself, right? So what makes me believe that history is going to change in the playoffs for Lamar this year? That's all I'm saying. So if we're seeing the same song and dance, if he has been a better pocket passer, 100%, I agree with you. I think the guy's a fucking great talent because of his legs, and he's been a better passer. I want to say that. But I don't know what it is during, like, pivotal games that he won't show up. I don't know. But anyway, we could talk about that forever. So we'll get to that later because there's a game with him that I want to talk about too. This will be a big game for them. But Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Pittsburgh's laying 3.5, and you're right. Pittsburgh's a fucking great defensive team. I want to say nobody sleep on that defense. I don't think
anybody's sleeping on that defense.
No.
I don't care. I don't care if you're an everyday watcher, you're a watcher, you're a watcher here and there. The whole world knows about the Steelers defense. Just cut the bullshit.
Yeah, and let's be real. Russell Wilson is not cooking. It's the defense that's cooking, and Tomlin with the play calls. That's my opinion. But
he's the same. He's in the same situation he was when he was successful in Seattle. Great defense, run the ball, throw a dime once to twice a game. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Williams works out for him because he could throw it to a tall receiver. That's pretty much what he does.
He's pretty much in the same system, the same method, the same So yeah.
Okay, so let's go with this game though. Cleveland with famous Jameis at quarterback. They just had a loss to the New Orleans Saints. Pittsburgh's coming in short rest. Do you give Cleveland any shot to cover this number?
That Florida State alum, that's tough.
Yeah, it's a division game. It's a division game.
That's why I haven't jumped to it.
Yeah, but
that's tough.
So if this is that tough for you, this is going to be a pizza money free pick then.
But this is what's going to come down to. If the dog pound defense decides to show up at the dog pound, and the defense decides to show up, this is going to be a really close game. It's going to come down to a last minute drive. That's what I think is probably going to happen. I think that defense will show up because the Steelers have a good defense. The Steelers' offense is okay, but if you can stop them, you got a little bit of a better chance.
It's going to become a field goal game.
Yes, I think so. So I think the Browns will show up. I do.
Yeah, I think the Browns will show up too. So your pizza money free pick is Browns at the plus 3.5 for the game Thursday.
That's a
Technically,
Thursday night game?
no, it's a Thursday night game. So technically, you guys are listening to this on Thursday, but we're taping this on Wednesday. So, yeah, I mean, I I can see it. It's just like you said, you have to ask yourself those questions, right? A lot of people think football's fixed or NFL's fixed. None of it's fixed. It's just matchups and things happen. So if the Browns beat the Steelers tomorrow, people can be like, "Oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen. They just wanted the Steelers to lose." And no, it doesn't happen like that. It's just teams match up. There's a division game, and that's why that's your pizza money free pick at Cleveland plus 3.5. You know, has nothing to do with quote unquote the script that goes around or whatever the hell they want to call that. It's just trends in history and trends. And that's why when it comes to even betting games or playing games, that's why a lot of sometimes my clients will tell me like, man, why this game? Why can't you go with the Chiefs at home minus 6.5 against the Dolphins or something like that? And I'm like, because historically, I haven't made money like that. Historically, I've made my money in my name on these investment spots, you know? I'm not saying it's going to be Cleveland. I'm just talking in general, you know? But I think this is what it comes down to for me, right? It's simple. It's really, really fucking simple. It's a little bit of what you said, but obviously at this day and age in the NFL, you need a score. So if Nick Chubb can run for 100 yards, the Browns have a shot. If Nick Chubb, I don't know. I think I'm saying a shot to win.
There's no way he's running for 100 yards on that defense with him coming back from injury. I just didn't see that. No way.
Let me see. Hold on. I want to see something here. Give me 1 second. I get what you're saying.
Over under in runs?
No, I'm not gonna see. I want to see what the Steelers rank on defense in terms of the run. Well, for starters, Pittsburgh ranks 8th overall in defensive DVOA, which I really respect. Rushes. There they go. So Pittsburgh Steelers, what do you think they rank against stopping the run? Out of 30 teams in the NFL, 32.
Probably in the middle of the pack.
Kinda. A little better than the middle, 10th. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Chubb will do it, especially because it's a division game, but I wouldn't put a player prop on Chubb to run over. But if he does it, that's what it comes down to. I know you're saying no, but even if he gets like 80, 90 yards, right? It's, I don't know, it gives them a shot.
I think it's going to come down to the defense. I think they're going to have to make some turnovers at the right spots and put themselves in the right positions. If we're going to bet on Chubb's rushing for 100 yards, if you have that mindset, I'm sorry, I'm taking fucking Pittsburgh.
Okay, no, but you're talking. I agreed with your. I agreed with your.
Talking about here, bro.
I agreed with your defense. I agreed. I said yes. The defense needs to show up because without it, they're not going to win.
Give me whatever odds you want. If you give me a line at over 99.5, Nick Chubb's of the Steelers defense, I will give you whatever bet.
Plus 300. Give me plus 390.
I will fucking take that bet.
You'll give me plus 390 on the over.
Bro, you're telling me he's going to rush for over 99 yards against the Steelers?
I don't know. I'm not saying he is. First of all, for everybody listening, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that if they want to have a shot to win the game outright, I think he has to have a big game. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's going to come down to turnovers and field positionings and shit like that. Like
I do think
that's real divisional football.
Yes, but they also run the ball. They also run the ball.
Big spots, big positions, you know?
Look, I get it. They also run the ball. And I said to jump off of your defense because I do feel like the defense is very, very important in order for them to win. The secondary thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to be able to have Nick Chubb help them with the run. Why? Why will Nick Chubb need to be able to help him? Because Stefanski runs off play action. There's no fucking way Jameis Winston, without the play action threat, is going to be able to complete a lot of passes against his Steelers defense with Watt coming at him and that secondary. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So your pizza money free pick, Cleveland Browns plus 3.5 before we start arguing more and turn the podcast off. Just kidding.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would say so, right?
You know what? By the way, just for anyone listening, we never really get mad at each other. We always give each other shit. And we go at it, but it's all love at the end of it.
and I mean, man, don't forget, you know, they also got Ford. Ford's not a bad player.
Yeah, of course not. He's not a bad player. So, This will be to me. This is a game where the Steelers can prove like, okay, you're not just going to be a mediocre team. You're actually going to be taken a little more serious this year. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I feel you.
So that's a pizza money free pick. Cleveland Browns plus 3.5. Now let's go to the next game. Man, this game's interesting. The Detroit Lions against the Indianapolis Colts. Detroit laying 7. I think the line is about right. Detroit is that much better on the road. But they lost Anzalone for about 5 to 6 weeks, the defensive linebacker.
Yeah.
That guy's huge. That guy's a big deal, man. The thing is, the Lions can fucking score with anybody. So, like, really, one defensive guy for about 5-6 weeks, it'll hurt. But as long as they get it back by playoffs, right?
For sure. You got the line at 7?
Yeah, it's 7 right here.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
7.5.
I think the line is I think it opened around 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it opened around 8, but then probably some sort of sharp money hitting it down. But I'll be real with you right now. I am fucking sharp, not sharp, whatever. Like, I am not betting to the window, or I'm not running to the window to bet against the Lions right now because Dan Campbell wants to annihilate everybody.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know, man. They put up about 50-something last week against the Jaguars. I was like,
they just don't give up.
So, yeah, I think that's a fair line. I would just stay away from it unless I get more news on why it's 7 because I don't know. I have to look into a little more. I have to look into a little more of the data and all that. But I think 7 is about right. Next game. All right, next game, Kansas City Chiefs, Carolina Panthers. What a thrilling game at Carolina. Chiefs favored by 10.5. Chiefs coming off of a loss. Chiefs, they made the line 10.5 for a reason in this game. I fucking hate taking big favorites, but realistically, like, who would want to bet the Panthers in this spot?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
If I was a betting man, I'd take Carolina, man.
Yeah, you're gonna go with Bryce Young plus 10.5.
I am. I've seen him play the last 2-3 weeks. Kansas City's coming off a loss. Panthers are home. You never know.
You never know.
It could be a 10-0 game, a 17-3 game. Yeah, I'm talking about like as the game's going on, then it's 17-10, and then maybe it's 20-10, and then they score a touchdown last drive. But it's that type of game where it's like Kansas City's winning, but it's not like you're not blowing out the coverage of the points you need to cover. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're saying they're not winning impressively enough to cover 10.5 easily for you.
That's what I'm kind of trying to. I'm just predicting what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying with that.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be one of those, like, I'm not coming out here like the Denver game and saying, oh, Denver's going to win the game. So it was close.
Nah, Denver should have won that game. It was a blocked field goal. This was 2 weeks ago.
It was a blocked fucking field goal. That was close. Yeah. But anyways, I'm not saying that. I want to make sure I get that out of the way. But I do think this is going to be kind of a grindy game, I feel like. It's going to be a grindy game.
I mean, it has to be if Carolina wants to stay in it.
Because let me stay in it, dude. If Carolina wins this game, this is their Super Bowl. They just beat the best fucking team.
Well, you're right. That's another thing.
So they're for sure going to go out there wanting to win this fucking game. So in case people want to talk shit, well, hey, we beat Kansas City at home. So,
yeah. And the coach is going to be like, get praised for that. Yeah. So 10.5. Yeah. I guess also Patrick Mahomes as a favorite of double digits isn't known for covering. He's just not known. He's usually known for covering as a dog or a small short favorite, but or just winning games outright. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think they did a good job with the line. You're still I think the public will still come in on Kansas City just because they're coming off of a loss. But
we're going to teaser them.
They'll teaser them too. Yeah, they'll teaser them. And what I always tell my guys, like, if it's the number one teaser on the board, guys in the channel, if it's a number one teaser on the board. and you guys know it's the number one teaser on the board. Just be leery of it. Same thing happened again with Baltimore Ravens when they went into Cleveland. I felt like that was a number one teaser on the board. I had a lot of my clients message me saying like, "Oh, you got to tease Baltimore." And I was like, "No, actually, if it's a number one teaser on the board and they're so happy taking that action, I'd probably consider not taking that."
Because it's number one on the board.
I think KC as a teaser this weekend will be number one on the board.
But you know that every number one that's been on the board for the past 11 weeks, I would say it's hit 80% of the time.
Yeah, if you go back and look at what the public's been on, I think, yeah. But except for, I guess, with the exception of that one Ravens one, you're right. But what I always say, there's always regression.
This week, we haven't had the Chiefs really lose a big teaser yet.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when you look at it, because they didn't lose a teaser last week, if the public teased them
nobody
last
took
week.
the teaser on that.
Yeah, so. But, yeah, we'll see. That should be an interesting game. I think the line is you know what, you're right. You brought up a good point in terms of, like, if they're up 20-10 and then, like, the line's 10.5 and you're waiting for a last field goal, or KC has the ball and they're, like, middle of the field, are they going to kick a field goal, you know?
That's the type of game I think it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to this next game. By the way, do you have a game that you're like the Bills last week where you're already like, okay, I already have them, I'm gonna wait and then put more money on them, or?
I do not.
Okay, just wanted to ask.
No, not as we're going over the numbers. No, not really.
Okay, so next game is the Vikings and the Bears at Soldier Field. Vikings minus 3.5, man. The Bears almost beat the Packers. That was my play on Sunday. They just had that blocked field goal that happened to them. What do you think about this game, man? Bears and Vikings.
It's really hard to bet against the Vikings because it's hard. I mean, I have this thing with the Vikings where I don't believe in them, but sometimes they want to show me up and they want to put their big cocks in my fucking mouths for whatever fucking reason. It's really obnoxious. So I'm gonna fucking lay low off this game. It's tough because, like I said, I don't know which Vikings teams we're gonna see. Okay,
so you're right. I get what you're saying. I feel like I've been pretty spot on with the Vikings this year.
I'm positively, absolutely, 100% sure you like the Bears because of the 3.5.
I was just gonna say, I think the value's on the Bears at the 3.5.
Well, I mean, that's what it looks like. Yeah,
the value.
Yeah, I don't know which Minnesota team's gonna show up.
And when I say value, it doesn't mean you just play it no matter what. That's when you do your due diligence and your numbers.
If that line was 3, you wouldn't be saying that.
No, but why is the line 3.5?
Well, the line's 3.5.
Yeah, but if it was what I think the line should be realistically is about 2.5.
Yeah.
But if it's 3.5, it's like, hold on.
Let me ask you this:
could this be a trap for sharper action? There's a trap for public action and a trap for sharper action, I feel.
Let me ask you this: you said that the line should be 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Minnesota's at home. What do you have the line at?
If Minnesota's at home, I have the line at Minnesota -3.
I have the line at probably -4.
Okay.
If they're at home, I do.
Okay. 3-4.
Strictly because I just don't think whatchamacallit's going to move the ball on the road.
The Bears?
I don't think the Bears are going to move the ball.
I mean, let's be real. Are the Bears going to move the ball at home? It's a division game, too.
They can move the ball at home. They can move the ball at home. They can move it through their defense. They can move it through different outlets.
Can Minnesota move the ball? Because the Bears' defense is good, too, man. You know they have a fucking sick red zone defense? I mean, they were stopping the Packers in the red zone last week. The Packers were getting points off of, like, chunk plays.
Ever since the Commanders lost that Washington game, their defense has declined a little bit.
It has.
I would know because I have them as my fantasy defensive team. They have declined the last couple weeks.
They have, but then again, they've played Arizona, who I don't think a lot of people are giving Arizona. They're giving them respect, but I think Arizona deserves a little more respect, in my opinion. Whatever.
I think they deserve the littlest of respects, but we'll see. Unless they shut me up.
The Cards,
they're gelling right now, but I don't think I don't think they have much noise to make.
We'll see, man. I don't know. We'll see. I think. I mean, when we talk about noise, there's a very select amount of teams that in my head will get to the big game this year. But I'm just saying, in terms of noise, like they can upset teams. That's all. But let's get back.
Teams making noise right now. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but let's get back to this game though. Vikings, Bears. Yeah, the value's on the Bears. Look, man. Honestly, I can see this game going under 39. If somebody came up to me and said you have to make a bet on this game right now, what is it? Like, yeah, I'd love to say Bears, but realistically, I'd probably say like just fucking give me the under 39. Both these teams are going to play defense.
Well, I feel you. It's just, I mean,
It's a division game.
It's a divisional game. It's a tough game. Could be an under, could be an over. I mean, yeah, it's tough.
Could be anything, but yeah, I think the value's on the Bears. It just depends on if Caleb Williams and company will show up on offense, and if the weapons on the Vikings will show up on their offense, and what defense will show up. But I'm gonna dig more into that game. I think the line should be 2.5, but there's also such thing as a trap line for professionals in sharps, and I feel like that's where people who want to be professionals get caught up in. They're like, oh no, this is a line. It's like, no, you don't just play shit blind. That doesn't work like that. But let's go to the next game after that. Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders. What do you think the line is on this game? Are you looking at it right now? I know you looked at it earlier in the week, but what do you think it's at right now?
What do I think that game's at?
Yeah.
Who's at home?
The Commanders. I'm asking what do you think it is, because I know you was earlier, but do you feel like it's moved any or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. It's probably stayed the same.
So, they're at Washington, and I want to just double check my source on this to make sure I have the right information before I give it out. Yeah. Before the Dak injury, just so you know, the line is -10. Before the Dak injury, they have future lines, right? The future line for this game before the Dak injury was Dallas -2.5. This was before Dallas played Atlanta. So the stock has declined dramatically before the Dak injury. Literally, I just told my channel this earlier this week. It's a dumpster fire over there, man. You got Jerry Jones fucking trading for a fucking wide receiver that's not going to matter because Cooper Rush can't throw him the ball. You got Parsons talking shit. You got a dumpster fire, man. It is wild over there. But -10, wow.
The dumpster fire that brings in a lot of damn money, though.
It does, right? Dude, that man can sell tickets.
That man can sell a team.
He can sell a team, yeah.
Look at my girlfriend, who doesn't really know much about sports or in general. She goes, I wonder what Jerry's thinking right now when his Cowboys suck. It's like people that don't understand, like every day, like even know who Jerry Jones is.
Yeah.
Who cares about what he's going to say, how he's going to react.
And that guy's the ultimate competitor, man. He just doesn't want to give up, which he probably should this year. He should, dude. He should.
You know what's so funny though, man? You know, one thing that I credited him for, if you really look at him, he really drafts well. He drafts very well. Consistently.
Jerry?
Yeah.
Well, he drafted Parsons. He drafted Dak later in the rounds. He drafted Zeke. He drafted
CD.
CD, yeah. He drafted. I can't believe the Raiders passed on CD, by the way. But anyway,
dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like he drafts well.
Yeah, he does draft well. He drafted that whole O line.
Let me ask you, when it was
dominating.
When was his last draft bust? He hasn't had like a massive, but he's not.
Who'd they draft last year? Sorry to interrupt you.
I don't know.
I forgot too. I really did forget.
I really did. But moral of the story is, he's not as bad as people think he is. He keeps the team there. Yeah, they haven't won, but they're usually always good. They're always decent. They're always good to watch. You know.
No, yes. He drafted a linebacker last year who was fucking good. God, I forgot. Sam Williams, I think his name was. I don't know. He was good. I think he got hurt. Dude, that linebacker was good. He got him like 3rd round.
No, I feel you, man. He drafts well, bro.
Yeah. But -10, I just don't see. Really, I don't see there any value in Washington or Dallas because it's a division game. The value, realistically, the value should be on Dallas. But God, they're short rest. Commanders are on 10 days rest because they played the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. So Cooper Rush looked bad, but then again, the Texans defense is really good, man. They're top 2 in DVOA, so you can't sleep on that defense. Hey, that defense has injuries too. We'll get into that later, so that's how fucking good they are. But yeah, I think the value should be on Dallas, but to go over there to the window and say, give me the Cowboys plus 10, fucking feeling confident with your chest out, that ain't me, man.
You know what's funny, though, dude? When I think about Cooper Rush and I think about, I hate to say this, man, but all right, you take Cooper Rush out and you put Dak Prescott. What do you think that line goes to from 10? How much of the needle do you think it moves, that line?
You're talking about the value?
Let's say
great. I'm glad you said that because I want to say something about that. Okay. Yes.
How much difference do you think that line's going to move?
Public perception. Right now, this line on public perception means the Dallas Cowboys suck. That's why it's 10. What Dak compared to Cooper Rush, what he's worth, maybe 3 points. But what that line would move because of what public perception would be, it would be Commanders -5.
You're absolutely right, but I still think that I really don't think you putting Dak in there makes any slight difference. Honestly, I really don't. Bro.
I was gonna say 2 points and make it Commanders -8, but I was like, I'll give him the 7 just to make it 7.
And I know Vegas is gonna move it, of course, but to me, it's just like, I mean, he doesn't run. Cooper doesn't run. Cooper can make decent passes here and there. So can he. Like it's not like it's not like he's that much better, or it's not like Cooper's that much sorrier.
He just knows the offense better. That's all. So he can make the quick passes quicker.
Yeah, right.
That's all. You got to remember. Yeah, Cooper when he played, they were run first. They kind of changed it up and they started throwing a little more.
That ball.
Yeah, they can't run the ball. So yeah, you're right. I said 7 and I treaded lightly because I'm like, damn, is Dak really worth 3 points there? No, I don't. I think it's 2 points. I think it moves off 10 to 8.
Probably.
But I gave it 7 because I'm like, I'm gonna give him 7, benefit of the doubt. But then what Vegas would make it, they'd make it under a touchdown.
Of course.
Yeah. And that's a game. That's a game where I would look at Washington automatically, like, yo, that's too low. You know.
For sure. Dude, if I was thinking about that Texans game, I'm like, man, if Dak was playing with, do I think that game would have been closer?
Not by much.
Not by much, man.
If Dak was playing, the Texans are probably -2.5 in that game, and that's a fucking slam Texans spot.
Dude, bro, 100%, bro. Yeah. All they run is all the receivers do is go straight. That's it.
The occasional slant by Turpin.
Occasional slants here and there. They're either running straight, a couple slants, or they can't run the ball. So I feel like no matter who you put back there, maybe you can put obviously you can put a Mahomes because his legs can make plays. You can put Josh Allen.
Those are the only 2 guys I could think that you could put back there.
That's the only 2 guys I can really think of that are going to be. That team is just so bad. Their offense, everything, the way it's ran, they're just so bad.
I mean, Dak went on record saying we suck. We fucking suck. If you saw the clip of him. So
the truth. I saw that. Look, telling the truth, man.
The players know, man. They can't lie to themselves. Let's be real. But yeah, so value should be on the Cowboys. I don't fucking know. Let's skip that game though, because that's just. You're right.
I want to come off on a limb and say something about this game right here, okay? And it's not me crediting Dallas whatsoever. It's not. But this is a big question mark for the Commanders and their quarterback because they've lost a couple games in the last they lost two of the last 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they got that Hail Mary win. This shouldn't have been a win.
Right. So to me, it's like, and I'm not giving Dallas credit, but this is a spot where we see, okay, Commanders, where are you really at? Because if this game's close, you're not what you were when you first started. You were running hot.
No, and then the league caught up to them.
Right. If you blow this team out, then okay, cool. Maybe But this is a big spot for the Commanders to tell us, hey, we're okay. We're still good. Let's see.
Yeah, because what happened was they got the Hail Mary win that should have lost. And then they had the win against the Giants, not impressive. The loss to
the Eagles.
Yeah, the loss to the Steelers, and 4 days later the blowout by the Eagles when they were freaking up in the fourth quarter, and it ended up being a blowout. How the fuck does that happen? Let's not talk about it because I lost that one. But
Unfortunate, but yeah.
you learn, you live and learn, man. That's why I moved the Eagles up and I moved the Commanders down. Okay, yeah, there's a big one. So we'll see what happens, man. That's why I love the NFL, because I don't just watch it for enjoyment. I also watch it to see, like, what's this team gonna prove to me this week? Like,
Yeah,
any team, right? Next game, let's go Tampa Bay. We got the Bucks, the Giants. We got Danny DeVito at quarterback. I know it's Tommy DeVito. I just like fucking around saying Danny DeVito. We got the Bucks laying 6. So this is a classic. Oh, man, DeVito's fucking bad. But, I mean, yeah, he had that little mini run. But this is a classic.
No, dude, DeVito's bad.
Yeah, I know. But this is a classic spot.
Dude, that's the Giants saying, fuck you. We're just like
to Danny Jones.
Yeah, that's a massive.
He's QB3. He's QB3. He's not even QB2.
I heard. That's just terrible.
Well, that they paid him. That's their fault. The Bucks -6 at the Giants. Look, man. Dable's fucking coaching for his job the rest of the season. That's it.
You really think he wants that job still?
He's going to show us, right? He's going to show us these next 2 months.
I guarantee you he'll get hired. As soon as he's fired, he'll get hired.
No, for sure. But I think 6, I don't know, man. I want to say 6 is too much, but the Bucks have been impressing me. 6 is just like the right number, but I still think there's value on the Giants, but DeVito's bad. It's like one of those things where it circles around. Like who wants to take the Bucks laying 6 on the road that comfortable? But then again, like the Giants have a bye week and they're coming in. Who knows? Maybe they fucking have some cat out of the bag fucking running plays.
Buccaneers team's a 4. They're a good 4-6 team, if that makes any fucking sense.
You know what? I was just gonna say that they're 4-6, and they definitely should be 7-3 or 6-4.
Like when I mean like by their 4-6 good team, I'm meaning if they're playing any other shit team, they're better than that shit team.
Yeah, on the road.
Yeah, they're still better to me.
No, but like how much better? Because this is 6 points better. They are better. I agree with you.
I don't give the Giants a shot.
Yeah. See, the being that the line was 6, Vegas set the line at 6, and I agree with you. I think this Buccaneers team should not be 4-6. I think they've lost to some tough teams. They've lost to the Chiefs. They've lost to the Ravens. They lost to Atlanta twice. Division game. Can't really count that shit. You know. They lost to the Niners. Even though everybody's going to talk shit about the Niners right now because they lost obviously to the Seahawks and all that. Yeah, it's just division games, right? Same reason why they lost to Atlanta twice. The Bucks.
You know what's funny, man?
Huh?
Is you also took. We're talking about quarterbacks real quick off the topic. I wanted to bring this up, but I forgot earlier, so I might as well just bring it up now. Remember when Josh Allen went into Seattle, and I told you, hey, make sure you pay attention to this game, because if they win this game convincingly, this team's legit. This team's for real. They went in there, and what do?
Yeah, they won by 2 touchdowns plus, right?
They smashed them. Then 2 weeks later, they're at home against Kansas City. What happens?
They beat them, yeah.
I'm telling you, there's certain games in a year where if a team wins, it just galvanizes the team. I remember when Aaron Rodgers said relax. Or I forgot what year it was, but
they were playing the Houston Texans, and they interviewed him Sunday night.
Oh my God, you remember that?
Yeah, I had money on the Green Bay Packers that game.
Dude, do you remember that game?
Yeah, he just tore him up, and then he said, "What do you say to the critics?" And he said, "Shh, relax."
It was all second half. It was torn up in the second half, and I swear to God, CJ, I sat on that couch that day. I was like 27, right? I'm sitting on my couch that day, and I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is the game. And it's crazy that we bring this up because there's certain games in the NFL when a team wins, it's just, it lets you know, like, they're, like, do I make sense?
No, you make sense. You make sense. No, I totally get where you're going, but with that, but I'm just wondering how it's relevant to the Giants and the Bucks.
No, it's not. It's not. I just have to bring that up. I'm so sorry.
This guy loves Josh Allen.
No, I just had to bring that up. But no, I was just saying, no, just games like that are just so big. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, I think you were saying that because of Baker Mayfield, and you were gonna say something that I mentioned.
Yeah, like obviously, like Baker Mayfield, I feel bad.
I think that's why you were going with it, but then you got into the Josh Allen
They could
more.
have beat Kansas City really close, just lost because they went into extras, right?
Yeah.
Almost
When they should have went for 2. Let's be real.
They should have. They should have beat Atlanta the first time. That holding pulled them back.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So like games like that are just it's so demoralizing when you're on the other end of the stick. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So what you're saying, I get what you're saying now. So like, it just hasn't gone their way. So it's like, fuck, we are that 4-6. Like, even though they're better than that 4-6 team, they're looking at themselves saying, fuck, we are that 4-6 team. Instead of like, this is the fucking game, we're making a run, they're kind of saying like, fuck, like, so they never had that winning moment like franchises, right? When they come into winning moment, like let's go to basketball real quick. The Clippers will always be the Clippers. I don't know, they fucking will. So them going into the Giants -6, it's like they are better than them. But it's the NFL, and it's 2 weeks off for the Giants. Actually, did the Bucks have a bye last week too? They did, right?
So
okay. So when you look at it, you're sitting here and you're thinking, "Fuck." There's value on the Giants, even though the Bucks are better, and that's where the odds makers trick the public, because maybe they know the public is going to tease the Bucks to a pick. Who the fuck knows? Sometimes they predicate lines off of that. This is not a sexy game, by the way. If you're going to find inaccurate line, it could be in a non-sexy game. Nobody's going to want to be betting this game, Like, really, nobody's going to fucking want to bet this game. Any game I see the Giants in, it's like, I don't even want to wake up for the one where they were in Germany.
No, I don't think anybody will play this game.
Yeah, so like 6 might be too much, but I'm interested to see what the fuck happens. Daniel Jones, QB3, holy shit. Let's go to the next game.
Yeah.
All right, next game. You ready? All right, Dolphins and Pats. There's a lot of division games this week. Dolphins, Pats, Dolphins -7 in Miami.
Well, let me tell you, my Josh Allen is on a bye, so I picked up Tua. So let's see what Tua. Come on, man, it's the Patriots. You got this.
Hey, man, that's dangerous, because the Patriots defense has gotten healthier and better.
Healthier and better, has it?
Healthier and better, but last week obviously they gave up 24 to Stafford and company, so or 28, I believe. It has gotten healthier and better though. On the road, I don't know if you can really bank on them playing against the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are gelling right now, but
Dolphins are at home.
Yeah, they're at home. That's why I said Patriots on the road. I don't think Tua's going to be throwing the ball around everywhere. I can tell you that.
I think so.
I just don't. I don't, because I've watched that guy play a lot, man. And like, I think what they're doing now is just taking away Tyreek Hill at this point. They're like, beat me with somebody else, and he can't even make the fucking throw sometimes.
They won last week.
Yeah, they won last week, but they played the fucking Raiders, man. The Raiders, to me, are just a dumpster fire right now, too. They're almost as bad as the Cowboys in terms of, like, the whole organization. I mean, the organization's been like that for years, but they're almost as bad as the Cowboys. So I can't put any weight on that. I could put weight on them beating the Rams, but Tua didn't impress me beating the Rams. The defense impressed me beating the Rams. So when I look at that, I'm like, -7. Are you 7 points better than the Pats? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to see. I think there's value on the Patriots.
Their defense has been playing better too, though.
That's what I just said. Yeah, their defense impressed me. Their defense. So you put Drake May on the road against that defense. Yeah, I mean, I can see some turnovers and stuff, but like, will Tua have a big game? I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. I could be wrong, and you could be laughing at me next week, and it's all good. We laugh at each other once in a while,
I just need a couple touchdowns. I don't need like this amazing performance, but I need a couple touchdowns.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're going through that, let me check something out for you. Since you picked them up in fantasy, and I can help our audience here a little bit. Let's see how good this Dolphins D really has been playing. So they rank middle of the pack. Middle of the pack. Oh, no. We're gonna look for New England's defense, right? Oh, they rank really, really bad. They're like end of the pack in terms of like these stats. I don't look at like who's giving up points or yards. I look at everything. So these stats really give you pretty much crunch time, game time, new time, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what? Maybe Tua will have a big game, man. Maybe you had something because they rank fucking almost dead last in defending the pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's about.
Hey, prop plays on Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
I just need Tua to throw some touchdowns, man. That's all I care about.
Yeah, he might do that. So that looking at that, so that's what I do when I see value in a game. I think there might be 7 value with the Pats, but then historically they haven't been good when they go to Miami, even when they're favored, even when they had Brady. He's lost over there several times. Hell, they've beaten Josh Allen in Miami. So to me, it's like it's dangerous, especially if you know that the Pats can't stop the pass. If they can't stop the pass, you know that they're going to be running on them because that's a Dolphins staple. So if they open up the pass game, it's just going to open up the run game. So it's one of those things. And you're right, the Dolphins are playing better, the defense. They could shut down Drake May. But I'll dig deeper into that one. We'll see what's up. Still 7 is kind of scary. Next game, though, that's kind of I shouldn't say boring game, but Texans and Titans. Texans minus 7.5 at home. I don't see Tennessee moving the ball much here against this Texans defense on the road after that big win that the Texans just had.
Not the Texans ball. Do you see? Let me tell you something. C.J. Stroud is on the market. I didn't pick him up though because he's going up against Tennessee's defense.
I was just gonna say that. When I say big win, I want to say
Tennessee Titans defense. Their record may not be great, but their defense ain't that bad.
You know what, man? You're right. I think their defense is pretty solid, but I don't think it's as solid as people are giving them credit for.
I'm not talking about spreads here. I'm talking about matchups and stuff like that. Because the matchups could be a strong way, but the points could be a different way. I'm just saying, I don't know if CJ, if you think it's going to be a blowout. I don't know about that.
No, I'm not saying they're going to blow them out. I'm just saying, do you have the confidence?
What's the line? 7.5? That's pretty hot.
Do you have the confidence to take Tennessee at the 7.5?
If I had to lay a bet, yeah, for sure.
Okay. If you had to lay a bet on that game, you'd do it. Okay.
7.5, bro. Yeah, of course. I would take my odds on Tennessee.
The Titans' defense is about 11th when it comes down to a DVOA ranking in defenses.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad. The pass hurts him more than the run, but you got to remember, C.J. Stroud got back Nico Collins too.
What did Nico Collins do last week?
He ran for 80 yards. It got called back.
Yeah, he didn't do much.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Yeah, I can see this game being closer than people might think. Because also Tennessee, we're coming off 6 days off for the Texans compared to Tennessee had a whole week. So let's go to this next game, though.
I mean, I still think the Texans are probably going to pull this game out, but the 7.5 is that's like
it's a lot.
That's not disrespecting to the Titans' defense, man. Because
let me ask you a question.
If they come up with turnovers and huge spots, it turns the game around.
Okay, you're right. Let me ask you this question though. Hold up. Do you think
fantasy tells me to start CJ over Tua, but they're not always right, and I'm going against what they're saying, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's good. So let me ask you this question though. Do you think that the Texans and the line's 7.5? This is what I was trying to get to. Do you think the Chargers are better than the Texans?
I do.
Okay, because when the Chargers played the Titans, they were favored by 7.5 or 8.
That was a blowout.
It was a blowout. So if you feel like they were a lot better, you had to put a little weight on Tennessee. You're right. It's making a good point. It's making a good point for you.
You don't think the Chargers are better?
I 100% think the Chargers are better. I think the Chargers are for real.
Okay.
Do you? Do you think they're for real? There's a difference between being better and for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think they're for real.
Okay. We'll get to that game later. That's a fucking great game. Monday night, man. Woo-wee. Anyway. Yeah, so let's go to this next game though after we get back to that. But if you think the Chargers are better, which me and you do, you have to put a little weight on Tennessee plus 7.5.
Let me ask you this, CJ. Let me ask you this. If you're a team that got 5 interceptions and you don't win the game and you're at home,
that's a big deal.
Come on, bro. That's got to be a record.
That has to be a record. You're right.
It has to be a record to lose, bro. One quarterback gives you the ball 5 different fucking times and you don't win the game?
Yeah.
Woo!
Going
What
back,
are we doing here?
going back to our case, that's how bad the Cowboys are because the Texans blew
I
them
honestly
out.
think I shit you not. I honestly think you and I could have been a coach. If we're gonna have 5 turnovers, we can coach them to score. Like,
Oh,
come
for
on, you can't
sure,
lose that
for
game.
sure, yeah,
You can't lose that game. You just can't. You're at home. You got 5 turnovers.
yeah. They need to.
If I told you off script, this game's gonna have 5 turnovers. Who are you gonna say is gonna win?
Oh, Tennessee, 100%.
All right, so I'm just saying, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Or you're saying 5 turnovers for the Texans, right? That's what you were implying.
Against the Lions and not winning, that's big, man.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. So
Big, man.
I think
That's pathetic.
I think the 7.5 is you had to take a look at it for sure. I agree with you on that. Let's go to this next one. It's look, real quick before we go to the next one, because fuck, we could talk football forever, but my concern would also be Will Levis against the Texans, man. Because look at fucking the Vikings defense shut him down. The Texans defense,
You're
number
right.
by number, the Texans defense is better than the Vikings.
Yeah.
So that's the concern. That's the matchup part of it, right? Like, fuck, you're gonna have to trust Will Levis. Like sometimes he looks fucking pretty good, and then sometimes it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
But what you just said right now, I agree with you. But what you just said right now, I can say, you know what? I got a 50-50 chance he'll show up good. I already know they got the
With points.
What?
With getting 7 points. With points.
Oh, 7.5.
7.5, yeah.
It's a big difference.
So you got a 50-50 chance with points on top of that.
Yeah, 7.5, right? Or is it 7?
It's
If
7.5. It's 7.5.
I'll change my mind.
7.5. And that's where you look for an edge, right?
Yes, on the 7.5.
So we'll see what happens, man. Interested to see what happens there. But next game is gonna be Raiders. Broncos going into Las Vegas, laying 5.5. Raiders plus 5.5. Look, man, to me, you're gonna think I'm wild. I think that
I like the Raiders.
You like the Raiders?
Oh, you like the Raiders.
I don't like the Raiders like that, but I think how the fuck are you getting 5.5? Yeah, that's too many points in this game. But
You know what?
I want to see why the
For
fuck.
the most part, brother, I agree with you. Sorry, I mean, I agree.
No, you're good. You're good.
But Denver, bro, Denver's in every game.
Well, they have a good defense,
In
and
every game.
they can run the ball. They got a great play caller, and he's managing Bo Nix really well, Sean Payton.
Right. I think it's the number 1 rated defense, isn't it?
I don't know if it's number 1 rated. I think it's up there though. I could check for you if you'd like.
I was trying to pick up their defense in fantasy. No, it's
Nah,
tough.
you can't. You can't pick it up this late. It's a number by number when it comes to like crunch time. When it comes to pivotal things that matter, 4th and 1s, they're number 4. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we're not talking about just points or yards given up. We're talking about when shit matters.
Defense is very good.
Yeah. So, but Gardner Minshew, man, he's seen fucking every defense in this league for years. So, see, that's where the experience there comes in when it's like, 5.5 division game, crazy shit happens. This is a turnover shit we were talking about. We were talking about Tennessee and Texans, right?
So they need a massive turnover.
They need a massive one, yeah. But I don't know. I nobody wants a piece of the Raiders right now. The public, nobody, especially after getting destroyed by the Dolphins. But I think the Dolphins are playing better. Nobody wants a piece of the Raiders. But 5.5, you're fucking tempting me over here. You're tempting me over here. Next game, man. Oh, dude, this game's gonna be fucking good. Seahawks, Cardinals, pick 'em straight up in Seattle. Who you got?
Ooh.
I stumped them. I fucking stumped them. I
I'm
knew it.
probably leaning towards Seattle.
Seattle because they're at home. I'm gonna lean towards Arizona because.
I know why you're leaning towards Arizona, because you're probably asking yourself, why is the line -1 if Seattle's at home?
No, not at all. I give Arizona a little bit of respect. Like I told you, it's not about the line, but I know historically Arizona's played well in Seattle with Kyler, without Kyler. So they look, teams usually that struggle in Seattle more are usually teams that don't go there every year.
Sure.
But I think the line at Pick'em is correct. I think that game's gonna be fucking close.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah. So.
A big game for both teams.
For both teams, yeah. So we'll see what happens there. To me, the line is right. It's tough. I'll look into it a little more, but we'll go from there. Next game, man. This is where the division happens between you and I. It's your Packers against my Niners. Packers laying 2.5.
I'm surprised they're showing you guys respect.
They are showing us respect, man. You know that line was -1.5 or 2 also, but the public came in on the Packers.
Well, I thought that line would stay at 3 permanently, but to drop it at
I think,
drop it to 2.5 to me, that's showing you guys respect.
yeah, it really is. But I don't know if the Niners deserve that respect right now because we might not even have Bosa.
I feel you. I feel you.
Kittle might not play. We already lost Ayuk earlier in the year. The defense. Well, the defense. Who are you talking about? Ayuk.
That great.
I agree with you actually, but I'm just saying. I'm just adding to them though. I mean, the Niners, for all intent purposes, they still have a good defense, man. They're still 5th rated DVOA, which is still impressive. But without Bosa, are you still 5th?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what you have to ask yourself because Bosa's a big contributor to that 5th.
And let's be honest, Jordan has times made really big mistakes, and Bosa could definitely entice those mistakes.
Yes. So I don't know if he's going to play. We'll see. It's a sit and wait game. I think they're waiting. I think what happened was the line went down, and then the news of Bosa possibly not playing. They're watching him through practice day by day. The line's like switching around, and then the public's coming in hard on Green Bay. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody thinks the Niners suck right now.
I'm gonna go off on a limb and say this right now. If the Niners win this game in Green Bay,
this is the Aaron Rodgers relax game.
Dude, that's
yes
if you
or
guys go, if you
yes
guys
or
go
no
to Lambeau Field and win that game, bro, that's a huge step moving forward for you guys.
This would be, going back to earlier in the pod, the Aaron Rodgers relax game.
It's kind of a big game, yeah.
Yeah. Or if we lose this game, guess what? I think we're really fucking done.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are going to lose this game.
I kind of do too, being a fan.
Yeah, but if you guys were, that's a big win. I mean, it's not, dude. With the way you guys are, it's not easy going to Lambeau and win right now. It's just not.
No fucking way. And the Packers defense is good this year.
Very good. The best I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We shall see. I think this is a sit and wait game for me because you don't know how many people are injured, how many people are not. I think Jair Alexander still. There's too many question marks up in there to really cap the game correctly right now. Just sit and watch the reports as they come in and then kind of see where the market's taking it and then go based off that.
Good old Jair Alexander.
Yeah. Okay, next game, man. Oh, Sunday night's going to be nice, man. Eagles-Rams. Eagles lane 3.
Good game.
Good game for sure, yeah. This is a game for the Eagles that is a pivotal game for them, going back to how we talked about the Bills and the Seahawks. If the Eagles are going to be for real and they want to be taken as for real, they need to come out and beat the Rams. And not just beat them, they need to cover that spread to convincingly beat them to be considered for real. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but I don't think that environment is big enough for me to be like, oh, that's really, really, what a win.
Oh, it's because half of the damn stadium's going to be Eagles fans.
Yeah, like for those types of games, man, are those grinded out? That game just doesn't come off that way to me. Does that make sense? But you could be right. But
no,
for me, I'm just like, we'll see.
It's big for their season. But the thing is, when you're playing in LA SoFi Stadium, they don't really have a home field advantage 100% all the time. And that's why they're going to have half the stadium be Eagles fans, half be Rams fans. And that's why the environment doesn't give you that feel.
It doesn't give you that feeling. You're going into Lambeau. It's cold as shit. It's the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
It's a light. This is big.
You go into Lambeau. You go into Lambeau. You go into Denver. You go into Seattle. You go into Baltimore. You go into any of those venues, and you know all those places. Like, all right, we're here to fucking rock. Even Soldier Field. Like those fields play Kansas City. Fuck. Detroit now, I don't think it's easy to win in Cincinnati, is it? No, Cincinnati either. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't think it gives you that vibe of like, would this be a huge win? But that goes back to my point. They need to cover this. They need to win this game because they have, even if it's 35% of a home field advantage. You get what I'm saying? They're up in their division too, aren't they? Yeah, but to prove to themselves, because Sirianni's been shit in the bed, in my opinion, this year. I think what the Eagles have is that A.J. Brown's fucking great. They got another receiver, Devontae. They got Barkley. I don't believe in Hurts yet. But they won 6 straight games. What's the importance behind this game, too? I'm just curious to know. Them going into Baltimore, sure. Them against Pittsburgh, sure. Them at Washington, sure. I'm just not seeing what you're saying. I think 6 straight games. To me, they need to prove it. How about that? Fuck everybody else. They need to prove it to me. Yeah, but to be honest with you, if they lose to the Rams, I'll still give them a shot at Baltimore. I'm still going to give them a shot at Baltimore. I'm like, you go into Baltimore, you win? Okay, fine.
I'm still gonna give him a chance.
The biggest statement win for the Eagles this year for me, which was a huge one, by the way, was
At Cincinnati.
yes. But
They
then
blew 'em
again,
out.
is it
They blew 'em
saying
out.
is it saying a lot because so did the Commanders?
No, it's still an impressive win. That's why I'm saying, like, if they go into the Rams and lose that, I'm not gonna spite them. If they go into Baltimore and win, or if they lose to the Rams and Baltimore, then I'll be like, you're exactly who I thought you were.
Yeah, I think the Eagles who I thought they were. I think they're good, but at the end of the day, I think
Wait a minute. I don't think they're good, brother. I'm saying I thought no.
no. I think they're good.
good.
I think they're good. I think they're good. They have too many weapons not to be good.
They have a lot of weapons.
But I don't believe that Jalen Hurts is a guy that can take them there again. I think that year that they did it, they had a new scheme, they had a new coordinator, and the league wasn't ready. And Jalen played well.
Yeah, it's bullshit luck.
Jalen played well, man. He still balled out. I got to give him credit, but I don't think he can get them there again. I don't think he's a top tier quarterback. Yeah, that's just me. But they have fucking Barkley. They have AJ Brown. They have Devontae Smith. They have guys, man.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel bad for Devontae Smith out there sometimes, bro. That guy's tiny, bro.
He is.
That guy
He's smart though. He starts sliding.
Bro, he's like a rag doll. People just once he gets pummeled all the time.
Yeah, and he's a warrior though, man. He just gets up. That guy's a fucking warrior.
Oh, he's like what, 120?
I don't know.
He
He's small.
210? No way, 200?
Probably less, man. But one thing I had to say about him, man, he's a fucking warrior. He gets up and he's ready to go. Next down.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to this next game. Let's go to Monday night. Fuck, man, this is gonna be a good fucking game. Baltimore Ravens, LA Chargers in LA. We're not even calling them San Diego anymore. That's how much respect. That's how much respect we have for them. We're not even calling them the San Diego Chargers. Baltimore lane 2.5. Holy fucking shit! This is gonna be good.
I actually respect them. I call them San Diego, but that's just me. That's where they're really from. That's where their real home team's from. But go ahead.
The Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson era.
Yeah, it's like they have. That's what they're really from San Diego. I mean, LA doesn't care about you guys. LA's got a bunch of fans everywhere else.
Yeah, true. Well,
what are you saying?
I think 2.5 is about the right line. I really do.
It's at SD.
Yeah, SDLA. Yeah, same shit.
Sorry.
Same state, no matter.
Yeah. 2.5 in SD. I mean, in LA or Ravens.
Ravens. I mean, I think the line should really be a pick, but
kind of closer to a pick.
But it's gonna be a field goal game. I feel.
I understand why this is 3.5. This is nothing against
2.5.
the Chargers.
2.5.
I do believe in the Chargers. I really do. They haven't really got that big win for me yet. Not saying they can't. I'm just saying they haven't. So some people, this is the game for them right now. This is Harbaugh winning this game and letting the people know, I just turned this shitty fucking organization that has good talent and good team and can't make the playoffs. I just beat the Ravens, and what are they going to be, like 8-3?
8-3.
Hey,
by the way, a quiet ass 8-3.
Oh, very. But dude, what did we say? What did we say beginning of the year?
Yeah, we both said it. We said, hey,
we both said what?
Take a shot at the Chargers Super Bowl. There's great odds. They're great fucking odds. Just do it. They play in KC. We said it.
We said it, bro.
Okay. Also, I think Harbaugh already kind of turned them around because last week when the Bengals came back, they typically lose a game like that. But this year,
You're right. But some way, somehow, they could catastrophically lose the next however many games and go 500. So we don't know.
You're right. You're right. It could happen. That's a good game, though. I know why the Ravens are favored also, it's the standalone game. It's Monday night, and I think the odds makers think this could be a 3-point game either way. We might as well put it at 2.5.
It's going to be a 3-point game either way.
Yeah, so, that's why they want to put it at 2.5, and they're like, we're just going to favor the Ravens because we know people will come in on the Ravens, pretty much.
Probably.
I don't think especially after the Chargers gave up that lead last week. You got to remember the public is saying.
There's no way you're taking SD in this for money, are you?
The Chargers? I don't fucking know, man. I'm disgusting like that.
I want a ballsy play.
Hey,
That's ball.
I'm not saying I am, but I took the Bears at +6 last week, man. I'll do what I got to do, you know.
Against in Lambeau though.
They were in Soldier Field. Yeah.
Nah, man, no offense. I'm not giving you credit for that one. I'm not giving you credit for that one. That one's come on, that's okay. A lot of points. I gave you credit for touching the Bills on that. That was ballsy. If you take SD on this, that's ballsier.
Well, you took the Bills with me, so it's like
I get it, but I'm just saying though.
We played the spots. Okay. Yes, but here's the thing. I think if the Ravens lack anything, man, it's their secondary.
Of course, they have the worst pass defense right now, but they have a good run defense though.
Yeah, but realistically, man, I don't know if people have been paying attention.
The Chargers throw a bunch of dimes everywhere. They're kind of.
I don't know, man. They got this guy named Ladd McConkey. He was making plays, and let me just say something right now. I said it, and I say it to my channel. If it's ever against with the Chargers, whatever. Justin Herbert was hurt at the beginning of the year. He's finally healthy. He's using his legs now. I really feel like, oh shit, this is what you were kind of expecting if they can stay healthy, the Chargers to be all year. But then again, we go back and it's like, what the fuck? If they win this game, they're going to be a quiet-ass 8-3. No, they'll be allowed 8-3 after they win. Right now, they're a quiet-ass 7-3 with the hurt Justin Herbert that's, I'd say, 98% healthy now.
I think it's safe to say, though, we agree their defense is really good. Their quarterback, they do lack some type of superstar talent in the wideouts and or the running back. We agree on that.
Yeah, we agree on that. So they got a quarterback, they got a defense.
I'm surprised they let go of Keenan Allen. You got a coach finally. You should try to keep Keenan Allen.
Yeah, it's the owner, man. I don't think he likes keeping fucking.
Doesn't like spending.
Yeah, he doesn't like spending the money. So I don't know, man. I think the Quentin Johnston's actually finally getting yards. It's not a sexy name, but the dude they drafted a couple years back. And then they got McConkey. They came out of Georgia, right? McConkey played at Georgia. So they got guys who've been in big moments. And now you just have fucking, let's see what Herbert's really made of. At this point, this is my, we said at the beginning of the year. Now I'm going to say it at the end. Now that you're healthy, it's like, all right, Herbert, this is what you're made of. He made some fucking nice throws to end that game last week. To end that game when he found McConkey. So, man, I'm stoked for this game. I'm stoked. I really am. Sometimes I just get I don't know, maybe it's because we told people to take the Chargers a little bit of a shot to win Super Bowl, or we just said a couple things, but also I've been saying man, Justin Herbert's fucking never the guy I thought he was going to be. This has to be the year he shows me, and this is going to tell me a lot.
Because he's not he doesn't have crazy talent around him,
Yeah, I know, but neither does Josh Allen, and he's doing it.
But they're on two different. They're in two different
levels. Of course they are. Of course they are. But no, of course they are. But no, hold on. How many years did it take Josh Allen to get to how he was? I think it took him a good 3 years.
It took him 3 years. That's really good.
Yes, this would be Justin Herbert's 4th year.
Oh, I was gonna say it's gotta be more than that.
But I think Allen's 4th year, he was already like, oh shit, are you seeing what Josh Allen can do? So we'll see. Also, Allen never gets hurt. Herbert has been hurt. Knock on wood, but Herbert has been hurt, and that's what his Achilles heel has been. But I think the value's on the Chargers. We'll see what happens though. That's pretty much gonna do it, man. Pizza money free pick. Another pizza money. When are you gonna give me a real free pick on a Thursday night football game, bro? Come on. Plus 3.5 Browns pizza money free pick. Tread lightly, obviously pizza money, like we say. Anybody who anything else you want to mention about any of the games? No slammer, you said yet, right? Eventually you'll find one.
Oh no! But I'll tell you this to all the fans that are listening out there: keep your eye out on CJ's VIP list, because I'm curious to know if he's got the balls to take the San Diego Chargers. We'll have to find out and see.
I'll let you know, man. I'll let you know. Fuck it. Maybe whatever I take on the Monday night, I'll give it free. Maybe not. I don't know.
If you give out SD, that's wow.
We'll see. But as always, thanks for being on the show, man. It was great. We'll round it up again next week. Anybody who is looking for a package or anything, you can always message me, Instagram, Telegram, at CJWins, CJWINNS. If you look for packages, you can find them on cjwins.com. Same thing, cjwins.com. But other than that, man, thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys have a profitable weekend. Don't be woodies out there and fall for all the bait. And thanks, Steve, for coming on again.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
We'll talk to you guys next week.